Hey guys, so it's right here. I'm doing an unboxing of the Sigi King the Shorty. Not the full, this is the Shorty. I've got a lot of requests for people who really wanted to see this sword, and I finally have my hands on it. In comparison, I have two other swords: the Concept from Sigi and the Malleus Martialis. This is the Todesca. This is the new model of the Todesca. So we'll do a little bit of that, and I'll talk a little bit more about the channel. For some of you who know, I just, about 13 weeks ago, I tore my ACL. So I'm still recovering and super busy. So you haven't seen a lot of uploads from me just because, again, I've been injured. I have some stuff in the works, some fencing sitting down with some people I really like. One person you probably will recognize if you're into the HEMA community at all. But let's get started here. Knife. I've done this. This is like my, I think my fourth sword by them. I have the Concept, I have the Shorty, I have the Saber, and I have the Arming sword. So this will be my fourth sword by them. Let me try and find, I should know this by now. I really should. They put a lot of tape. They usually have really secure boxes, which I like. But I'll give you my first impressions soon here. They delivered through FedEx. FedEx was good. They let me redirect my delivery to one of their locations nearby. So that was nice of them. And I got it, no issue. Here it is. I don't think we need anything out of here. Oh, yeah, I got some stickers and I got a t-shirt with it. There you go. And I got a t-shirt. I'll open up the t-shirt too. I don't know. I asked to buy a t-shirt because this is my fourth sword I've owned from them. So quite a few. Nice t-shirt. It's really good. Can you guys see that? Yeah. I love this. Love this. I love Sigi. Sigi has always treated me really, really nicely. I'm just going to put this like right here. They've always give excellent customer service, excellent custom stuff. I love Sigi. The flex on their stuff is amazing. So we'll see. I've felt a few of their generations of Sigis. I felt a more recent Sigi Standard and one of their old generation Sigi Standards. And I really like the older generation. I think the edge was just a little more narrow, allowing for just a different feel. I understand they may have made it a little less narrow, just for edge durability. But here we are. Okay. Okay. All right. We got our paper towel because this is going to be oily, as it should be. It's going to be oily. We're going to weigh it here along with the other swords and just see, the variability of what the weights say. I don't remember what it is online, but we'll be able to compare and contrast. Here we are. I don't know if there's a good way to go about this. I got the Shorty with the octagonal crossguard and a wheel pommel. That's a little bit different. I know a lot of you guys like a lot of HEMAs like the, sort of more pear, scent stopper, pommel kind of shape. So the wheel pommel gives a little bit different, kind of tactability with the, if I'm using that word correctly, with the edge. So you're kind of able to tell where the edge is a little bit. And for me, I'm doing a lot of binding and edge work, which is very important to me personally. So I find that really helpful, having a wheel pommel. I also do a lot of stuff in armor, and if you have any armor, you'll know that having your gauntlets, it makes it easier to feel where that edge is, especially if you're drawing this, right? You draw it and you're not looking here, having that nice, you have the edge right there, start to half sword. Stuff like that. Just better feeling on where where that edge is. Okay. Nice spatulated tip. Oh, that's nice. That is really nice. It's a little bit different. My Concept, I think, has a bigger spatulated tip. Let's compare real quick. You can see. Concept has a bigger spatulated tip than this. Yeah, that's nice and narrow. I like that because this doesn't need to be, I don't think it needs to be that bulky. And if it's an issue, you put a leather strip on it or whatever. Just don't use rubber. We'll talk about that later. Please don't tip your tips in rubber. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the rest of this unwrapped. This is the orange leather grip. Now it looks very orange and maybe even mustardy on camera. But once you start using it, because it's leather, right? Once you start using it, getting a little bit of human oils and a little bit of gunk, it turns into this really nice regal kind of gold with a little like tinges of brown and such like that. All the used gold leather looks really, really nice. So once I do a like long-term impressions video of this thing, I'll show you what that looks like and how it kind of, it's got to age. It's like a wine. It's got to age a little bit. Man, I'm struggling and just chatting. Oh my gosh. Okay, gonna wipe some oil away. I am already a fan. Okay, here it is. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. That feels really good. I'll have to stand up and actually feel that. I just got the ability to lunge again. You can see nice orange grip. That'll, like I said, that'll kind of age a little bit more as it's used. Give it a nice little hue. That feels really nice. Like it has, I don't know, a lot of people use the word presence. I don't know. It's still light, right? It's still nice and light. And I really like the hilt, the length of this. A lot of people like long hilts. I find it harder to do certain actions where you're crossing your hands, like Zverk's, or just moving along planes. I also don't like, because you're supposed to, if you have good structure, you know, your arms want to be the same length across, right? A long hilt, you have to turn your body more and kind of contort just a little bit more. So I like to have a shorter hilt sword. And again, I do a lot of fencing in armor. And that's just what's really worked for me. It's a beautiful sword. Let's give it a weight. Let's see here. All right, we got a weight of, so that is 3 pounds and about 6 ounces. So 3 pounds, 6 ounces. Let's compare with, let's do this is the Malleus Martialis Todesca, another really good sword. Also, good flex with this one. Love that. This one's lighter at 3 pounds, 3 ounces. And then finally, let's put this off to the side. Finally, we have the Sigi Concept at 3 pounds, 5 ounces. So it's all in that same ballpark. This really is not a huge difference. Even the pommels being a little different, it still comes out to about the same length. The blade length is just a tad shorter when I don't know if you guys can, you probably can't see that at all, but lined up blade to blade, it's like not an inch, maybe like a ½ inch shorter. But let me feel the difference. Yeah, all right. Oh, that's not, it's like right here, you can feel that there's a little bit more forwardness. I like that. I like that a lot. This is a really nice feeling sword. I've liked basically everything from, yeah, it's just a tiny bit heavier because obviously you have a much chunkier blade here. But I don't think that it's significant enough, right? And this one just looks a heck of a lot cooler. Like this looks like a real sword, right? In the same way that the Todesca does. Like these just look like real swords. You'd have to really take a look at the tip here to realize that they are not actual sharps. And I'm really a big fan of this. I'm going to go ahead and get to work. Sigi did a really good job with this. It was done in 6 months. I'll do a video where I show different gloves and give you a kind of a feeling what it feels like. But this feels like a sword. I mean, there's not much more you can, you can go about it than to say it feels like a sword. It's got the right weight. It's got really, it just feels really good. I like this pommel, has a little bit of outcropping here, and it sits nice in the fingers like that. Sometimes I'll even put a thumb here. Sits really nice. Obviously, I've just been doing this back and forth because it feels really good. I'm a big fan. If you were to pick between these two, I'd probably say, oh, I got to give it a flex test. Let's hear. I don't have an actual flex measurement thing. I guess I could put it on the pound scale though, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, that feels good. That feels good. That's stiffer than my Todesca, but not stiffer than my Concept. The Tedesca has I actually got this because it flexes so nicely. This is a really good sword. But really, I don't, besides maybe aesthetics, I wouldn't say that this is substantially different than the Concept. And if you really like to, might be more expensive, if you really like to do a lot of binding, this is going to go down to the cross in a very even measure, right? Whereas this is it has up to here and then it goes down. So if you do a lot of bind work or a lot of mire stuff like I do, I would say this would be a great sword for you. I guess that's where I am right now. I haven't gotten obviously to extensive testing, but so far I'm super happy with what Sigi cooked up. So Sigi, keep cooking, and I'll do some more videos with this once I'm ready. So great. All right, here's the glove test. These are with your Thok Weapon Masters. These are going to be your medium-sized gloves. Think the Gabriel's, Infinity Gauntlet, Weapon Masters, all sorts of different larger, but not like, clamshell type gloves. So this is what I mainly use. Perfect. Nice space between here, right? Perfect. It's great. Perfect feedback. I love these gloves. This works perfectly. Again, this little ridge on the wheel pommel gives me enough of feedback with my fingers, right? Perfect fitting. Love it. Here with the Spez clamshells, tiny bit more of a squeeze. I know a lot of people like using these. I might even bring my fingers down a little bit more on the pommel, holding a little bit more on the pommel, but you can see plenty of space in between there. I'm a medium-sized guy, so if you're a medium-sized person with medium-sized hands, this is just fine. This feels good. This feels good as well. I don't have any issues with this, swinging this around, doing complex movements. You can't see all of it, right? But yeah, no, I would say this is fine. You don't need to get a full, total regular hilt if you don't want to. If you're fine with the shorty and you're afraid, oh, well, is it going to fit with my, big, bulky clamshells? Yeah, it totally will. I have plenty of room to do what I need to do. So it has passed the glove test.